Hi everyone. First of all, thank you so much for, what a great turnout. Thank you so much. I'm going to start with the acknowledgement of country. So we're meeting on all different Aboriginal lands today. Me and the Becken team are coming from Gadigal country. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians and owners of the lands that we all stand on today. I acknowledge their continued connection to the waterways, land, sky and culture, and pay my respects to their elders, both past, present, and extended that respect to their young people who are their future leaders. I'd like to acknowledge all other First Nations people that have joined us today, and in the spirit of reconciliation, extend that to the many cultures that make up this great country. I hope that our ancestral spirits are watching over us today and walk with us as we try and make this world a better place. Welcome to our very first Becken Investor Forum. We exist to get capital and capability to where it matters most, local need and underserved markets. We build value for investees and deliver quality returns for investors, economic, social and environmental. Becken is an active investor and our platform originates projects and enterprises. Today, we're showcasing the businesses that we've curated. And I want you just while you're listening to all these businesses pitch their ideas, understand that we've curated them for you. We've taken the time to bring them to your attention. If Becken didn't exist, how would these businesses get to you? So thank you for your time. It is my greatest honour and pleasure to introduce our founder, Christopher Self, who will take you through a deeper presentation today.
Hi everybody, I'm Chris Self. My mother calls me Christopher Self, so whenever I put my surname, you see the Christopher, but you can call me Chris. It's really a privilege to spend some time with you today and present these outstanding companies, which has been a pleasure for us to work with. Becken was born really on an idea. A number of us were working in big finance, big government, etc. And it became very clear that in order to deal with the challenges in the world, big business, big finance was more part of the problem than the solution. And what was really needed was to get capital and build local capability where the big business couldn't go, big finance couldn't go. So what we have seen, and it's very well documented, that SMEs, smaller businesses, local projects and local communities struggle to get capability and struggle to get capital. And by us building a bridge between the delivery of capital and capability, working with people, we were best placed to meet local needs. And this is one of the reasons why, as an aside, you can see over the last 30 or 40 years, real interest rates have been close to zero. That's because we've been printing money at the big end of town in order to solve a problem, and it just doesn't get out there. So at the same time as we have this big local need and that needs to be met, traditional government, traditional big business wasn't solving it. And that's what we've been born to do at Becken. So we've been building a platform in order to reach those businesses. The beautiful thing in this space is not only are we empowering great entrepreneurial people, great ideas, but we're also delivering great returns to investors at the same time. It's very interesting, / important to note the evolution out there of investors and communities' understanding of the idea of impact. When impact was first born as an idea, it was very much driven by the idea that government wasn't solving certain social policy problems, and there was an early generation of business-minded investors, things like the Gates Foundation and the like, that developed an idea of using business-type ideas to deliver these social outcomes. In that instance, it was profit or impact. It was a trade-off technically between them. you may be aware that subsequently to that, we've seen investor demands of traditional companies that they meet base requirements, and also within those businesses that they understand that they could be sued if they don't meet or understand the risks they're taking in not meeting these broader requirements. And that led to the evolution of this idea of ESG into being an orthodox idea for big companies. So what we see is big companies delivering profit, but also having to report what their ESG commitments are and how they deliver against those. What we're seeing now is something new, and that's the understanding that actually great businesses actually deliver total value to people, and they build value through delivering impact. So whereas it used to be a trade-off profit or impact, now it's profit through impact. And that's what really Beacon is about. We're here to present companies that actually are solving problems, building real value for communities and delivering profitability. And that gives a sustainable ecosystem. And we think that that's how the world is inevitably going to evolve. That's how we're going to meet the challenges of the world. It's interesting now, this profit through impact is widely recognized now in the investment community as being a success variable. But tellingly, we're now moving to a stage 4. And that is, even to participate in supply chains, companies are going to need to know what their impacts are, what their ESG is, in order to meet the procurement requirements that are now increasingly expected by government, communities, and many other stakeholders. For example, you're probably well aware, or you may be seeing the signs, that Woolworths and Coles are going to be expecting their suppliers. They're saying, you know, zero sustainable agriculture, zero carbon emissions, and so forth are going to become part of the sales propositions that the retailers are going to be standing behind. Why this is so important is that, going back to the original problem Beacon is born to help with, and that is getting capital and capability down to smaller businesses, which, by the way, is impactful unto itself, because we see that that builds local communities. We also want to help give the tools for these businesses to actually understand their impact so that they can participate in the supply chain. In order to do that, we've been building a platform structure which is trying to deliver this, intended to deliver this at scale. So we're working with technologists right now so that we can systemize and give dashboards and support to the businesses that we are working with. The first stage is to help them understand not just themselves, but be understood by others. And it's really exciting to help businesses tell their stories. We're creating modules to do this. We work with businesses in a collaborative space to build business models together. Sorry for the cough. And we are working with a cohort now to create a data interface, including the ESG data interface. Finally, our relationship with businesses, and I think all investors' relationships with businesses are becoming much more active. We partner, and we think that good investment, you should be partnering with the ongoing improvement in businesses. So the investment cycle is not just buying value, it's helping build value. And to build value, you need a process structure like this. So we're very proud of this structure. We're building it with a collection of people around the world, and through that, helping build the bridge to these businesses. So with no further ado, I want to introduce you to some outstanding companies. I'll pass on to Isaac. If you're interested at a later point in understanding how we work with businesses and how Beacon works, we're here at your disposal. We're excited, and on with the presentation. These are outstanding companies.